Hello guys, this is the Ordinary Dev, and in this video we are going to make an Google Chrome extension using React. uh, and like this is my first video after the animation series. The new videos in the series will come eventually, so like this is a new video for me, so hope you guys like it. So I'm going to show you what we're going to make here. So we're going to make an extension that looks like this. So this will have different tabs, and you can add as many tabs as you want. So if you like, for example, if you click on search engines, then like this will open the two search engines that we have provided in our code. And similarly, if you click on Valorant or movies, whatever, it will open the respective tab. So I have created an empty project here using create react app, and I have removed all the boilerplate code from app.js and app.css. So let's get started. So when we are creating an extension, what we need to do is like we first need to create our UI, and it will display in this normal web page. But as we saw, we want to like display our extension in the pop-up window that comes up when we click on our extension. So we'll get to that later. First, let's design our UI and logic, and then we'll put it in here. So let's make a header which shows what we are doing. So I'll write here, let's say choose uh, your app list. Okay, now in this div we will have our actual the list of our apps. So we'll have a button here, and for now let's just say app A. Okay, now let's style this. So this gives us class name or lists. This button will have uh, class name of button, and here, so like we want a horizontal list, so get a flex for now. And for button, okay, so first we need a background color and aqua. Let's see how that looks. And we'll give this a border of none, border radius of 20 pixels. Okay, this looks good. And last thing we want is font weight. This will be bold. Okay, and like let's give this a hover effect. So what we'll do is simply add a border when we hover it. So let's say border is equal to 1px solid black. Seems good. Yep. Last thing I want to do is like in the beginning here, let's have a padding of 0px and 20. So that just will like we have like a horizontal padding here. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we will save our list of apps somewhere, and we'll create a state that will maintain that list. So for that, uh, let's import use state, and our let's call this lists and set list for now. Okay. And use state, and here we will like create a structure that will contain all the list of our apps, their names and the URLs. So let me show you how the structure will be. So let's call it data. This will be an array. An array will contain an object. So this object will first have a name, and this name is like, for example, app A is here. So this is the name of the app. So hmm, well, for now, just it's called search engines. Okay. Um, yeah. And the URL will have an array which will contain the string of URLs. So, for example, so like in the search engines app, will the first URL is Google, and Bing.com. I think, I don't know if this is like correct or not. We'll rectify it later if it's wrong. Okay, so this is our data for now, and we'll just like save this in a state here. So now what we'll do is we need to display this data, obviously. So instead of this static button that we are using here, we'll display data here rather. So first we need to check if list is present, and if it is not null, then list.map. This map function will give us an item, and here we will return this button. Okay, so like instead of this static text here, we'll do is item dot name. So if you save, this becomes search engines. So now if we like click on this app, what should happen is this two URLs should open in new tab. So let's make a function for that. Like we'll call it open tabs, and this will like take in a URL, and okay, so this button that we have here, in the on click prop, we will give this, call this function here. So open tabs and URL, and I made a typo here, so this will be tabs. Okay. Instead of this URL, like we'll have this item.url. So this array of strings, we are passing it in this function, and now we will iterate over it. So for link of URL, and now we'll get like a single string in link. So we'll just do window dot open link, and since we want to open it in a new tab, we'll just do blank. Okay, so I think this should work. So if you click on this, well, Google opens, but not Bing. I think, well, I don't use Bing much, so I don't know the URL, but it is correct. Okay. Okay, so I found out what's the problem here. So like when we click on this, it's only opening the first link that we provide in here, like only Google, not the second link, because when we open multiple links, the browser thing, it's a like a pop-up ad or something, so it blocks the like the following links. So if you come across this, just go to manage, and here like you can allow the pop-ups. So now if I click on the search engines, this will open like both Google and Bing. Now that we have our basic extension ready, so what we're going to do is, instead of like opening this in a normal web page, we will try to open this in our extension. So first of all, if you go in a public folder, there is a file called manifest.json. So like before exporting the extension, we need to fill in some data here. So just remove all the default code there is and write this here. So first of all, we need a name of the extension. Let's call it my apps. And second, we need a description. Uh, Open your go to tabs and one click. Now we need to specify the version of our app. Let's say 1.0. And now we need a manifest version, and like on the official docs, the current version that is used is 3. So like we're gonna write 3 here. And the next is the important part. So uh, it's called action here, and this is an object, and in this we specify our extension pop-up that will appear, the details about that. So first one is like the title of the pop-up. So like this will not show up like by default, the title will be shown if you hover over the extension in a tooltip. So let's just say my apps here. The next one is default pop-up. So this is important. What we'll do is, like this default pop-up, we have to specify the file that is being rendered in the pop-up. So when we like compile this code, React comp- uh, like uh, compiles all this down to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? So this index.html is the one that is rendered at the end. So we'll just write index.html here, because that's the file that the pop-up will look for at the beginning. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we need the icons, right? So default icon, and we can like specify two sizes, so 16 by 16 size, and let's just use the default logo that this one that create react app provides by default. So it's called logo 192.png. So like this logo 192 is like 192 by 192 dimension, but like to optimize this extension, like if you are making a serious app, so just make this icon 16 by 16. So this small icon will be rendered here, and we can like provide one more here, so it's a 128. So and this 128 by 128 is a large icon. So like if you're making a real app, then make sure that the dimensions are better. I'm just gonna write the same icon in both places. So logo 192.png. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's just save this file. Now what we need to do is we need to create a build of this app. So let's just run npm run build. So what this will do is this will create a build folder here, and it will have like compiled version of our code. So it is completed. We have this inside our build. Now uh, let's go to our extensions tab, manage extensions, and make sure developer mode is open. So if this is turned on, we will have options to like upload our own extension. So click on load unpacked, and here uh, in our app, make sure to go inside the build folder and select that folder. So we don't need to select this whole root folder. Just like go inside build and then select it. So what we see is like we have this our extension loaded here. So if you go to this tab and click on this, and let's pin it at the top, and if we click on this, like we can see our app that we created. Of course, it doesn't look as we wish. So now we are going to change the dimensions of this. Okay, so now in order to change the width and height of this extension, what we need to do is we need to specify like a width and a height property to this file that we are fetching. So if you remember, in our manifest.json we are saying that we are fetching the index.html file. Okay, so um, well, if there is an index.html file, there is also an index.css file. So this index.css is the CSS file that specifies the styling for this file. So what we're gonna do is let's just remove all the default code from here, and instead of body we'll have HTML and body both. What we'll do here is we'll specify a width, let's say 400 pixels, and a height of 100 pixels. Okay, this sounds good. Now if we save this and we do the build again, it just takes a second. Yeah, it's done. So now if you click on this, we can see that our like the extension pop-up look a lot better, and it still works. Like if you click on this, we open our new tabs. Okay, so yeah, also if your pop-up doesn't update automatically, just go to manage extensions, and like here you can update, or you can click on update and will update all the extensions. Okay, so our basic build is ready. So you can create like many creative extensions if you like for example, if you're a developer, you can have your work in one tab, and your like whatever you do, your hobbies, so that tabs in another, and you can like open that in one go. So like for example, to show you that you can extend it however you want, I've created another like I've added some more things here. So like the search engines are the default one that we saw, and like if I want, let's say I'm doing some work and I want to check out some esports coverage, so just go to click on Valorant. Here are my websites, and I can just uh, use it whenever I want. So that's it for this video, and thanks for watching, and hope you guys have fun. So like, share and subscribe, and thank you.